emotions, feelings, mood swings, but they may not yet know how to express those emotions in a safe and healthy way. And not learning those skills can have an impact on their mental health for years to come. How important is emotional literacy for children, Gans?
Oh, really, really important. I mean, that's one of the reasons that we're parents, right? Because when the kids are born, they don't have all the skills to make it on their own, especially emotional skills. So really, really important that parents help the kids learn that their feelings are okay, they're just feelings, but then help them put names to them so they don't just act them out. They need to identify them. They need to help them also figure out, okay, well, what do you think caused you to feel this way? You know, help them to understand where the feelings come from, what triggers those types of feelings, and then help them to appropriately express them, because you know, it's not the anger that's the problem. It's the explosive anger that destroys the house or whatever that's the problem. So it's the expression of the feelings that we really have the response to versus the feelings themselves.
So Judy, it's all about then developing verbal skills.
It is. That's the adult way to express feelings, is to talk to someone, and preferably a person, not a device. So we want to teach kids that, and it takes a good 12 years to develop that. But we can do it by acknowledging their feelings, naming them, listening. Doesn't mean you agree with their feelings, it just means they're accepting them, and then showing them appropriate ways to express, you know, whatever they're feeling, anger. And I think it's important, we need to let our boys know that they can feel vulnerable, and we need to let our girls know they can feel angry and express that too. And they have a whole range of feelings.
Well, and Diane, to go back to what we were talking about in the first block, social media adds a whole new dynamic to this as well, doesn't it?
Well, yes, and I suppose that expressing your feelings through social media is probably the least effective way to do it, because if you're angry or jealous or have some other negative emotion towards somebody, on social media, often people feel entitled to express those feelings, and in doing so, they ignore what the feelings are of the person who is being attacked. And this is a terrible lack of empathy, which is very damaging to relationships. It's damaging to a culture if people cannot feel empathy or compassion for others. So expressing your feelings via social media is the least effective thing to do.
So Diane, what do you recommend to parents then? How do you broach this?
Well, I think we need to understand that emotions happen all the time, every single minute. And if a child feels free to express themselves honestly, and they are in the company of caring, kindly adults and companions, then they will find empathy from them, which is a role model, and those adults can take the opportunity to let them know that biting, hitting, kicking, and other aggressive behavior is not the way to do it. They can simply remove young children from others that they're hurting, and afterwards they can teach the child how to soothe themselves by being soothing, by playing soft music, by hugging them, and speaking in a calm way towards them so that the child can learn to soothe themselves. And then the most important thing that parents and teachers can do, because it happens at school too, is to talk about what happened and where it started and how the other person felt and what things you tried, and the parent or the teacher can show that child the look on other people's faces to help them with learning how to read body language and facial expression, because children and even teenagers are not very good at that, so they need all the help they can get. And it's in this interpretation through discussion with parents where they're rolling up their sleeves and getting in there with great care and curiosity and energy that the child learns that they can learn something from these displays of emotion, and they can learn what other people's emotions mean. It's a tremendous learning opportunity.
It is
And
indeed.
it happens every day and every minute of every day.
And we can cut them a little bit of slack.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
well, I think.
Yeah.
Right? All right, great insight as always, folks. Thank you ever so kindly. Dr. Gans Ference, registered psychologist with Ference Group, Judy Arnall, certified parent educator with Professional Parenting Canada, and Diane Switek, founder and director of Banbury Crossroads School.